Good morning. Welcome to Tribune News on Q, your go-to morning news source, only here at the Daily Tribune. We're live on Daily Tribune's Facebook page, Daily Tribune PH on YouTube, and the Daily Tribune Official on TikTok. For today's headlines. Amid rising fuel prices and online backlash, Ferdinand Marcos Jr. and Lisa Arneta Marcos continued their New York United Nations engagement in New York City, drawing criticism over the trip's timing during a looming fuel crisis linked to tensions in the Middle East. Motorists and consumers are bracing for a fuel price hike of up to 24 pesos per liter starting Tuesday, a surge expected to drive inflation higher and further strain household budgets amid ongoing global tensions. Ferdinand Topacio said he is unfazed by possible disbarment or criminal complaints stemming from his controversial remarks during a radio broadcast. The Sandigan Bayan ordered the seizure of 16 properties linked to Saldico to secure over 215 million pesos in allegedly ill-gotten funds tied to a controversial flood control project. U.S. stocks surged late Monday after Donald Trump said the Middle East war was pretty much over, easing market jitters caused earlier by rising oil prices. The Department of Energy warned motorists to brace for fuel price hikes of 17 pesos to 24 pesos per liter as the local oil retailers prepare to implement double-digit increases. The announcement that Manon Bannerman will take a temporary hiatus to focus on her health has sparked widespread debate among fans and across the entertainment industry. PLDT high-speed hitters and Chocomucho Flying Titans aim to extend the winning streak momentum against struggling opponents as the PVL All-Filipino Conference preliminaries resume at the PhilOil Eco-Oil Center. Today is the 10th of March, 2026, Tuesday. And I'm Eliana Lacap, bringing you today's top stories. Let's kick things off with today's weather. The northeast monsoon affects Luzon, while the trail of a low-pressure area brings cloudy skies with scattered rains and thunderstorms to Visayas, Mindanao, and Masbate. Flash floods or landslides may occur in these areas due to moderate to heavy rains. Cagayan Valley, Cordillera, Aurora, Quezon, Bicol, Metro Manila, and the rest of Luzon will have light rains with no significant impact. Winds are moderate to strong in northern Luzon, eastern, central, and southern Luzon, Visayas, and eastern Mindanao, with moderate to rough seas elsewhere. Winds are light to moderate with slight to moderate seas. Now for our traffic update. Light traffic is reported at Balintawak Toll Plaza, Mindanao Toll Plaza, Bukawi Toll Plaza, and San Fernando northbound and southbound lanes. May Kawayan River Bridge southbound has the rightmost lane number 4, closed due to safety repair works. Counterflow is active in the opposite direction, and the leftmost lane of the East Service Road from Ever Memorial Garden to Liptong May Kawayan is open as a supporting lane for all northbound vehicles. Lias Marilao northbound has a road crash occupying the rightmost lane number 4 with a patrol team on site. All other areas of NLEX, SATEX, and NLEX connector, including toll plazas and interchanges, report light traffic. Now let's move on to this morning's headlines. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. and First Lady Lisa Araneta Marcos continued their United Nations engagements in New York, despite criticism over timing, as fuel prices rise in the Philippines due to Middle East tensions. Malacanang defended the trip, highlighting efforts to secure a non-permanent UN Security Council seat for 2027 to 2028. Marcos will speak at the 70th Commission on the Status of Women, meet UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres, and attend business events to boost investment. Ambassador Jose Manuel Romualdez stressed the importance of securing at least 160 votes and advocating for OFWs affected by the conflict. Now, motorists and households will in the Philippines face fuel price hikes of 17 to 24 pesos per liter starting Tuesday, raising inflation and commuting cost concerns. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. requested emergency powers from Congress to temporarily cut petroleum excise taxes, citing a 2-month fuel buffer and amid Middle East uncertainties. The Department of Energy issued so-called orders to 54 gas stations suspected of profiteering. Lawmakers are reviewing an excise tax suspension, weighing relief against potential 136 billion peso in revenue losses. Public transport drivers warn higher fuel costs may threaten daily operations and livelihoods. Now, attorney Ferdinand Topacio defended comments made during this March 5 radio show, Yes, Yes, Yo Topacio, insisting he stands by them despite the potential disbarment or criminal complaints. Critics flag his remarks on male sexual desire and past attraction to former Representative Sara Elago as offensive. Topacio clarified he does not own the YouTube channel where the episode aired and denied hiding the recording. He dismissed claims that he fears legal action from women's rights groups, including Gabriela, and said he will continue addressing the issue on his programs. Now, the Sandigan Bayan ordered the seizure of 16 properties tied to former Ako Bicol Representative Saldico to secure over 215 million pesos in allegedly ill-gotten funds from a 289.5 million peso road dike project in Oriental Mindoro. The project along the Mag-asawang Tubig River reportedly used substandard materials and showed evident bad faith. Co-owner of the contractor, Sun West Incorporated, remains a fugitive after resigning and failing to surrender. The court approved the preliminary attachment in Pasig City to preserve assets as security. He faces multiple graft and malversation cases across Sandigan Bayan divisions. For international news, U.S. stocks surged late Monday after President Donald Trump said Middle East war is, quote, pretty much over, reversing earlier losses caused by rising oil prices. The Dow Jones closed at 0.5% higher at 47,740.80, rebounding to 1,125 points from earlier dips. Trump claimed the U.S. is, quote, very far ahead of its conflict timeline, though details were unclear. Brent crude rose to 6.8% to $98.96 per barrel. WTI gained 43% to $94.77, but both eased in after hours of trading. Analysts warned that oil volatility and halted Strait of Hormuz traffic could fuel global stagflation risks. Now, the Department of Energy warned of steep fuel price increases this week. Shell 24.50 pesos, Petron 19.20 pesos, Total with 20.20 pesos, Chevron 17.50 pesos, Jetty 19 pesos, and Sea Oil 21 to 23 pesos per liter. Secretary Sharon Garin noted the hikes will be staggered and that the agency cannot set prices under the Deregulation Act. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. will seek emergency powers from Congress to temporarily reduce excise taxes, while Senate President Tito Soto said a biofuel import bill will also be discussed. Measures like a 4-day workweek aim to ease fuel demand amid Middle East tensions. Now, Cat's Eye member Manon Bannerman announced a temporary hiatus to focus on her health and well-being, sparking discussions among fans and the entertainment industry. Though Manon reassures she is healthy, her recent social media activity engaging with posts on racism and alleged mistreatment of black girl group members fueled speculation about systemic issues. Commentators note a pattern where black women in pop groups face disproportionate scrutiny and sidelining, seen with Normani of Fifth Harmony and Leigh-Anne Pinnock of Little Mix. Her break highlights both industry pressures and the unique challenges black artists encounter. Now, PLDT and Chocomucho aim to build momentum as the Premier Volleyball League All-Filipino Conference resumes Tuesday at the Full Oil Playtime Center. At 4 p.m., PLDT high-speed hitters 5-1 face Gallery's Tower high-risers with 2-4, with Savi Davidson, Kim D, Mika Reyes, and Mahoy Baron leading a balanced attack. At 6:30 p.m., Chocomucho Flying Titans look to extend their streak to 3 against Farm Fresh Foxies, anchored by Cici Rondina and Aya Laure, though the Foxies remain a competitive challenge despite recent 5-set losses. Now a quick look at today's horoscope. Today calls for responsibility and joy, Aries. You may be busy with an office event, so stay committed to your duties. A reunion with old friends brings excitement and joyful moments. Health and financial matters are in your favor, supporting a day full of energy, happiness, and positive connections. Now, Katribo, did you know that on March 10, 1899, the Battle of Balantang, also called the Second Battle of Haro, was fought in Iloilo during the Philippine-American War? Filipino forces led by General Pascual Magbanua and his sister Teresa Magbanua launched a daring counterattack against U.S. troops in Haro. Despite being outnumbered and outgunned, they successfully reclaimed the town, dealing significant losses to the enemy. This victory boosted morale for Filipino revolutionaries and highlighted the strategic importance of Haro in the fight for independence. Today, the Battle of Balantang is remembered as a symbol of Filipino courage and resilience in the nation's struggle for freedom. Now, today's viral comes from an Instagram reel that has racked up 1.8 million views, and anyone who's been on an outing will definitely relate to this hilarious moment. In the clip, a guy inside a moving tricycle is seen grilling a fish on the way to a get-together. Netizens couldn't stop laughing, leaving comments like, "Para diretso swimming na daw, siya taga-ihaw eh," among many other funny reactions to this daring and downright hilarious act. That's all for now, mga katribo. Join us again at 1 o'clock p.m. for more updates. This has been Eliana Lacap for Tribune News on Q.